say anything.
Hey, welcome to Tone Talk with Mark Uzansky and Dave Friedman. We got George Lynch back. What's going on, George?
Hey, was this
How
my
you doing?
second
This is
time
your
around?
third.
This is third.
Third?
Well,
Third. Yeah, he was on.
technically, the second one what really wasn't supposed to happen.
It was with Jeff. We had Jeff Pilson on, and
Oh, that's right. We were in the studio together, and we just became the George and Jeff show.
Yeah, you just butted in.
That was fun. That was actually, I remember that one was really funny.
That was
because we had each other to bounce off of, so which is all we ever do is just joke around together and stuff. So it was like that was actually a happy accident, I thought.
it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a classic show. Let me shut my door for one.
Are you guys in the same room?
No, not at all. I'm in Monterey right now.
Monterey?
Yeah.
Oh, on vacation?
Yeah, we went away for Thanksgiving. So.
All right, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my youngest son is up there with his fiance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where, but Post in.
He's in Monterey.
No, I think it's Carmel or something. Or
okay, yeah.
But no, it's Big Sur. So it's like it's like they have these cabins that are built into trees, like tree houses.
Oh, okay.
And wow. You climb up and you stay in the tree house, and they charge you like $450 a night to stay in a fucking tree house. Dude,
we're apparently doing the wrong business.
We're in the wrong business, dude. I'm sorry. Well, you're in the right business because what they say about, back in the gold mining days, the gold miners, none of them ever made any money, but the guys selling picks and shovels and the whorehouses and the saloons did. And that's what you're doing.
Good point.
You're a picks and shovels guy. I'm over here digging a cave at 71 years old, dying of black lung, and you're over there reaping all the profits. I don't like that. I'm kidding.
That's too funny. Well,
no,
George,
Dave, I just gotta say, what you do is like a gift from tone heaven because, and I'm not saying this just to blow smoke, but really, I mean, you make all my amps work and sound beautiful, and I love it because then I go out on stage and I don't have to think about it. I'm not struggling at all, so it's a pretty cool thing. And guys like you are rare, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of people that can fix things, but there's not a lot of people that can listen to it and fine tune it.
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie's guy was great. Forget his name, but he did that. Jose, yeah. I thought he was great. And then
Jose was a great guy.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I wanted to say George is on because he's promoting his latest. Is it the last, George? Is it the last Lynch Mob album or not?
I just said that as a marketing ploy to get people to desperately buy my record. I was just like running out of ideas. Is it okay? Is it good? I go, well, no, but it's the last one. So.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
No, it's good. It's actually excellent, and we all think that every time we do a record. Of course, all of my new records so great, but this one really is.
I'm sure it is.
But as we were talking earlier, I like to reserve judgment on these and reserve taking credit for anything until I see how well it does in the marketplace. If it flops, I had nothing to do with it. And if it succeeds, then I thought of everything. I wrote all the songs that came up with all the names and the idea. See how that goes.
But all your ideas.
Of course.
Hopefully it's just
the devil, which is nothing to brag about. That's nothing to brag about. The name Dancing with the Devil is not anything to brag about because that's not very original or unique or even cool. Something an old guy that is trying to be cool names his album. Mark went away. Mark came back.
Oh, Mark's there.
Yeah, I think your internet's a little choppy right now for some reason.
Well, I'm in northern New Mexico, dude. do you expect?
That's fine. Believe me, we've had far choppier.
Listen, this is interesting because your guys' responses to, like, I try to say something and I think I'm being funny or whatever, or partly funny, and then but you don't laugh right away. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't very funny. And then you laugh like about, 3 seconds later. So it's like, it's weird. It's disconcerting.
Maybe it's a time delay in the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it kind of screws with my head a little bit. But anyways.
Like, oh God, I wasn't funny.
Hey, but no, that's important. You know why it's important? And this is interesting. And I'm not saying this to plug anything or anything, but I just think I'm fascinated with this idea. So I got hit up to do a comedy club. It's called Funny Bones in St. Louis. Really? And I'm like, well, okay, I'm not a comedian by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm fascinated with the idea of trying to do it, but I'm scared, I'm really scared. Like, I thought they wanted me to play, and I'm like, oh, like a clinic or something. I thought, oh, that's, I can do that. And they go, no, we don't want you to play. We want you to talk and maybe talk about whatever you want to talk about, but it is a comedy club. So you got to be, I would assume people are expecting some humor. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm pretty fascinated by the idea of trying to pull it off. And it could go horribly wrong.
Could go horribly wrong, but hey, why not?
Yeah, what the fuck? Is it something you've always wanted to do?
I mean, are there any victims really here in this scenario? I guess
Just
the audience. They're the real victims. Well, I'm gonna have a guitar on with I guess they got a boogie back line there that's just there, statically, it's never leaves the stage, part of the stage. So I thought, well, I'll have the guitar on just in case, things don't go well. And I start, whatever. But the thing too, I thought I would do like a little thing, like I always wanted to do intentionally bad soloing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really good at it, but it's harder than it sounds, because you've got to really, to play badly but convincingly.
Got to pick the
somebody
really
that can actually play. You have to really think about it. It's sort of, there's a certain amount of luck involved too, and just hitting really random shitty notes and bad vibrato and poor choices, everywhere. It's just, but sometimes you got to get it right to make it authentic and see, like, so it's just a funny thing. So I thought I would do that, but I don't want to give myself away, but I guess I am. But what I would do is I do this whole spiel about, my philosophy of music and guitar and what it means to me. And I'd get like really sort of quasi-scientific about things, and then just as an example, I'd like to show you this, this very advanced demonstration, and then just play like shit with the worst tone imaginable. And I think that would be funny, right? I don't know.
As long as people understood it.
Yeah, you got to get that dry sense of humor, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
You could also take Jeff with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys do. If you had both of you on the stage.
Did you see Jeff on the Macy?
I did.
Parade? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
He looked good, man. His Batman
Louis,
outfit or whatever he was wearing.
Luis was singing, and I guess it was pre-recorded probably, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'll find out. What did it sound like? It was pre-recorded. They're a great band. I mean, I don't think they need to do that, but I don't think they're a tracks band.
No. I just think for the parade, they were probably just.
Oh, they probably don't even have power. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like, how are you going to get power to a float that's moving?
Exactly.
And have you ever tried to play off generator power? Have you ever experienced that?
No.
Like, not good generator power, not the kind they have at outdoor big giant concerts, but just like whatever, like you would rent a generator, but it doesn't give enough voltage to the amp, right?
It cannot, but it could be okay, but yeah,
fluctuates.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no way they're going to pull that off. Yeah. So that had to be. Yeah, they had to be pre-recorded or canned.
Yeah,
Um,
but it sounded great. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was cool.
Oh,
to see.
Luis is awesome.
Yeah, he sounds great.
yeah, I don't know much about the new Foreigner with what's going on. I just know Jeff would, we work together when we can, and we've done a lot of records together. And in recent years, or even the last more than 10 years, I've always asked him, and we've always talked about, getting back together when we kind of get on the backside of our careers and doing our dream band that we always talked about back in the early Dokken days. We never got a chance to do. I mean, we did a little bit with some records and stuff, but I mean, tour. We want to tour, and have a real band and everything like that. And but the window's closing. The time window's closing. So, but every time we work together, it's we talk about it. He goes, well, as soon as he keeps setting these goalposts, so they keep receding. So it's like, okay, well, as soon as this happens, or one more year, or 2 more years, and I don't want to speak for Jeff and everything, but I probably shouldn't talk about all this. But the latest goalpost was this when the singer quit, which was Kelly.
Yeah.
And he goes, when Kelly quits, that's it. Well, guess what happened? Kelly quit.
Yeah, no.
That's not it.
And they're going
Look,
forward. They're
quitting anytime.
they're-
I wouldn't quit that band either. That'd be stupid.
I think
It looks like
they've built the brand back to be
Hmm.
a pretty large brand, where they're
yeah.
playing large places, and they've built it to that point. It's like stupid to leave right now,
They got a few hits.
Yeah, they got a few hits, 1 or 2.
Yeah, just a few.
Like
And-
I want to see them a few times in the last few years, and like I'm like, oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that song too. Oh shit, that one too. I know that song too. I know the whole set. Okay.
I think there was like when I went to see last time I went to see him, I think there was one song I didn't recognize.
Yeah,
Mm.
right. Exactly.
Something probably they
That you didn't know well in your head.
Yeah, it was still great,
Yeah.
but I think something
Or they may
fantastic.
They may have just pulled it out of just to make it interesting, like, oh, let's
It was
bring
a
out this-
it was a deep cut from
Yeah.
like early 70s or whenever they first started out, but I don't know all their songs, all their albums and everything, but I don't understand Jeff's rationale for not wanting to quit one of the biggest bands in the world where he's making millions of dollars and come play with me, a 71-year-old guy, and drive around in a van and play clubs, half full clubs. I don't understand why he wouldn't
I don't
want to do that.
understand that. Yeah, what the
Doesn't
hell?
make any sense to me. If I was his manager, I'd try to talk some sense into him.
I mean, he just played the Macy's Day Parade. I mean, why would he want to?
Yeah, I mean, he probably didn't get paid hardly anything. They had that long extension cord. Remember?
Yeah.
That won't happen in our new band.
Too funny. Hey, you know what?
In the van.
Let's do our sponsors. Let's do those up front. Let's talk about Sweetwater. You guys know today's Black Friday, actually. So go to Sweetwater using our link below and purchase something today. Because today, I guess,
Something large, like a Neve console,
yeah,
or Bricasti reverb. Still, I'm still waiting for that. Come on.
some expensive monitors. Yeah. Do it up. So yes, so Sweetwater's got the Black Friday sale, which I assume is going through the weekend. When does it say when it's ending, or is it just today?
I doubt it's just today.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, check it out, guys. Sweetwater. All right, they are awesome. They'll get you stuff out quickly, and if you have any problems, they'll always take care of you.
And they give you candy. There you go.
Exactly. And we also have fixpedalboards.com. Make sure you go.
Pedal board accessory needs and lifts and interface boxes and everything else associated with that.
Yep. And then also Legendary Tones, David Zabatos. who I know that is working with George on some stuff.
Oh yeah, Dave and I have known each other for many years, decades.
Really? How'd you guys meet?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't remember what the relationship was based. We had some sort of an effect unit that we created together. I don't remember what it was called. This is a long time ago. And then that led to the creation of the module. And which I gotta, again, I don't want this to sound like I'm just, blowing smoke, but god dang, that thing it really is one of the few things that I've been involved in gear wise that I am 1,000% sure everybody that tries it is going to be enraptured with it, because everybody has been. I mean, pro guys that we all know, obviously Dave, all the guys using it. And I turned it on to Richie and Allison Chain's guy, and I can't remember who else. It's just a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of cats, pro cats, and they all love it. I mean, they don't use it forever. Maybe they don't use it for every application. I got it in all my amps that'll work in. And it's just literally like I can't really play an amp without it at this point. It does, because I'm using those modded 800s that you modded for me. And one Dan modded and one Dan Gower modded, and then one I modded. But they're not really mods. They're stock. They're stock. They're just highly optimized stock with effects loops in them. And then you add the Legendary Tones module, which essentially modifies the amplifier. Yeah, stick it in the V2 there, and I don't use the bass boost thing, but I don't know if they still have those. But I don't gain it up a whole lot, but it just fills in the voids. It evens everything out and just gives that little bit extra without making it fizzy or, that thing, that distortion none of us like. It all stays warm and brown and beautiful and even harmonics and everything like that. And it just, I don't know all the science behind it or anything, but all I know is it's basically adding another gain stage to your amplifier in a certain position in the amplifier. And it's relatively simple, but it does it in a way that you're not modifying your amplifier. You're just popping it in, and there you go. It modifies it without modifying it.
But there's something to the circuit also, right? That David's building into the Mr. Scary module is different than, say, like the other module, right? One's lower gain.
Well, the Mr. Scary is actually lower gain. Yeah. Than the regular. It's kind of a misnomer, because when you put Mr. Scary in there, you think, it's going to be crazy. But it's not. You used an AT7 for the gain stage in yours, so it's a little bit less gain than the other one. They're basically the same architecture with some slight variations in resistors and capacitors and tweaks to make it, so they're different. It's just like any mod that you do is, this one is this way and this one is this way and this one is this way.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever tried any of the others, to be honest.
He just came out with the Tim Caswell one.
I saw that. I was going to ask you guys about that. I thought it looked pretty interesting. What was your take on that one?
I don't know. We had Tim Caswell on the show the other day.
Yeah.
Did you had your hands on it?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't heard that or seen it yet.
Is Pete still there in the studio? Can he demo it for you?
Well, I mean, I can demo it. We don't have it.
I mean, when you get it.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah. David, send it to us.
Yeah, come on, David. What the hell?
Yeah.
Send me one. I want to check it out.
Yeah. Well, they look cool as hell. That's what I got to tell you.
It does look cool with the different knobs, and it looks great.
Dave does great work. I mean, he's just such a smart, sweet guy, man. He's so great to work with. I love him so much. And when he puts his mind, I mean, he's again, like yourself, he's doing us all a lot of favors, us guitarists, with coming out with the stuff that really actually does add some, functionality and gets us closer to that thing we're hearing in our heads. It's pretty great. So
David says, I'm just starting to ship next week.
Oh, all right. Send me one to check out, David.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
On prototype 0001.
Send that one to George.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, David, for sponsoring the show with Legendary Tones. And then we also have Thomann, guys.
Dave's a sponsor?
Yeah, Legendary Tones. He's a sponsor of the show. Yeah.
Can I be a sponsor?
Sure.
What does that involve? Giving you a
You
bunch of
pay
money?
us. Yeah, actually involves
pay us.
Money.
You guys take food stamps, right?
Sure.
If you can get them anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, dude.
Oof.
Yeah. Guess the kids won't be eating this month. Back to the garbage cans.
That's rough. Oh man. So
Now-
so when does the new Lynch Mob album come out? When is that?
Today.
Today. Oh sweet.
Today.
Well, listen, I'm not a good businessman, but I talked to the bass player Jaron today, and he said that the record came out today. But I think maybe I'm mistaken. I think maybe just the song came out today, or the digital.
I thought that it all came out today.
It's not like the old days where you just had an album and it would either come out or it didn't come out. Now it's like there's all these other things that come out. First it's like the single, or the digital single, and then whatever. I don't know. I shouldn't tell you anything because I don't know what I'm talking about. I should know that though, huh?
Well, it's on YouTube if you guys want to listen to it.
Isn't that stealing though?
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like, how does people? Because then people can download it. So, like, what's up with that? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't.
This is where vinyl is your friend.
Yeah. Well, did you guys release vinyl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
This is where vinyl is your friend. Anything you can do that is not really, you can't. Vinyl is a physical thing. You have to buy it. You have to, if there's a liner notes and pictures or something in the whole thing, then you got to look at it. You got to have it tangibly, and you can sell it for a lot more money.
They're doing cassettes too.
Oh, that's so weird that's back.
Just from a certain generation, I guess that's nostalgic.
No, it became popular again.
Yeah, it's been a
weird...
while. Yeah, and they're also doing 8-tracks, but very limited. And I didn't even know, how do you do that? I didn't know there was anybody manufacturing 8-track cassettes. And apparently there is.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
they did 8-track.
And like, who has a player? Do you still have your 8-track player?
Well,
hell no.
I don't even
that
think
was gone when I was 14.
I think people get them and they just kind of, it's like cool to have, but they don't actually intend on listening to it. I think that's the same with cassettes. The other thing they're coming out with, not with our record, but with a lot of classic record or some classic records is, and you probably already know this, is reel to reel. Did you see that?
Really?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's probably the best way to listen to music, right?
I have two vintage reel-to-reel machines in my garage. Yeah, but I literally
back, Mark.
I could not sell them. A friend of mine's father passed away, and he called me up and he was like, "Hey, man, do you want these? What do you?" I'm like, he's like, maybe you can sell them. I don't know. I would just got to get rid of them. So I'm like, all right. And I literally tried to sell them, and I couldn't find anybody to buy them. So I just held on to them, and I've got two reel to reel, like from early
reel
80s.
to reel, like 2-track stereo, like you'd play pre-recorded music on. Yeah. So, like, do you know the brand?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I can send you pictures afterward.
So it'd be like 60s, from the 60s.
Yeah, I actually think they're 70s or early 80s. They're in the garage.
The heads are good. I mean, it would work, right? I would assume.
I would imagine.
Clean them up or something, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the motors start to go, and then they wow and flutter, or speed up, slow down. I mean, so like record players. Like we were listening to Woodstock vinyl yesterday, me and my wife, and everything was, it's hard to listen to.
Sometimes it's better to get a new player.
Yeah, they're like, that's a whole audiophile thing that I never got into. I honestly don't own a stereo, and I haven't owned a stereo in God, as long as I can remember, decades, which is
Mhm.
odd for a musician. You know what I mean? Like if I need to listen to mixes or something, I got to go in my car, and which is not the ideal place to listen to a mix. But
It's still
either
great.
way, yeah, or on my phone, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, but I don't have a stereo, and I feel bad about that. I would like to, but I just never got around to it.
I just
Uh,
listen to the computer. I have monitors, right? So
yeah.
I'll just listen to music through that, but it's not the same. It's not the
What
same.
about an audio? Have you ever had an audiophile system?
I mean, you mean like a Macintosh
Right.
power amp?
Mac Power, Mac Old
Yeah,
Mac 2
yeah. No,
Power.
yeah, I've never had anything like that. No.
Have you ever
Not
heard a system?
nice.
Have you, Dave?
Have I owned one? No. Have I
heard
heard
Yeah.
one? Yes. There's so many variables to that, though.
No.
I do currently I do have a turntable and a nice receiver and some nice monitors that I can listen to stuff in.
What about power?
The receiver that I have, it's a newer. Actually, I have a couple old receivers, and then I have even like an old Marantz and stuff also.
Mm.
But I actually went with a newer one because all the old ones they get really tired after a while, and it's like unless you have someone that's going to go through it, service it from top to bottom and inside and out, like really well, a specialist in that receiver, it's not going to sound as good as it could,
Like our amps, basically.
Yeah. And so I changed and I opted for one that was highly rated, kind of medium grade receiver. And I have a U-turn turntable, which is a good solid audio brand.
Gotta have a good card.
And it sounds really good, actually. When you put on the vinyl, your old vinyl, and you listen to it and you go, that's how it's supposed to sound. It sounds good then. You're good. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that serious about it to spend $1 million on it.
Yeah. I think if we all had like way more disposable income than we could ever use in a lifetime, we probably would have all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably, sure.
But Jeff and I were having this discussion about audiophile stuff, and he's had a lot more experience with listening to stuff like that than I have, and he has some good audiophile, level gear, and he said, in his opinion, the best medium is CD, which surprised me because everybody says vinyl. But he didn't say that. He says, no, vinyl doesn't really sound that great when you really think about it, And I go, okay.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but there is something kind of lovely about vinyl, though, for me. I don't know.
Well, that's because he didn't listen to reel to reel.
That's it. Yep.
Well, by the way, the brand is Tandberg. I have 2 Tandberg reel to reels.
Tandberg. Oh, I don't never heard of that one. It sounds either really cool or really terrible.
Reeboks and Tandberg.
Well, yeah, mine are Tandberg. I've never heard of Reeboks, but
Tandberg. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Reeboks and okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Reeboks is one brand and Tandberg, because the ones I have are Tandberg.
Which has nothing to do with Vox, right?
No.
It's not like after Vox they came up with
No.
Right.
Or they spelled the name of this shoe wrong. Oh, that's Reeboks. Okay, that's different. I'm not going to do well at funny bones. But I have to say that I had a couple of experiences just to end that part of the discussion by working with I worked with a producer and then with some other gentlemen that we had some affiliation with way back in the days, many decades ago, that both had insane audiophile systems. And I mean, listening to music on those systems was like a transcendental experience. I've never heard music sound like that, except when you're in in a real studio making a real record, not Pro Tools, not through the computer, but I mean, 2-inch tape, 24 track, the real deal.
Big monitors in the wall.
the big monitors, the real boards, everything is just like, oh my God. That is the most coolest experience I'd say one of the greatest experiences of being in a band is hearing your music come back like that. And you never hear it again like that. So, with Dokken Records, Lynch Mob Records, anything I've been involved in those, recording in that way and getting to have that listening experience, when you're done with the record or you're tracking, even tracking guitars, just like, oh my God, this sounds godlike, it's very easy to be inspired, Nowadays, we sit in a small room in front of our computers, So
yeah,
the whole different thing. And I miss that so much. And those audiophile systems got the closest I ever heard to replicating that or even enhancing that. So you'd finish your record and then you would have, you'd try to explain to people how, you don't understand what this thing sounded like. I mean, it was like a religious experience, it'd be hair raising. You have goosebumps. It was just like insane. Never heard anything like this in your life. And not just my records, but I've heard other records like that. Like Jerry Cantrell invited me in when he was working on one of his records at a big studio in Hollywood. I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, but it was the same kind of deal, and you hear somebody like that, they really know what they're doing. And I have a real engineer producer guy. I've heard who was Mike Klink or some A-level guy. It was just, Jesus Christ.
I remember a million years ago when I was, God, I don't know, it must have been 89 or 90. I remember going in the studio and hearing Slaughter was recording in the studio, like Red Zone Studios or something that was in the Valley. And I remember hearing back their big, their big record kind of they had on the studio monitors, and it was utterly crushing. You're just sitting there going, God, these guitars sound so good. Oh my God, everything. Oh my God, it sounds so good. So big, so fat. Yeah, it never sounded like that again.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you lose so much in every generation, you're stepping it down from the 24 track, then you're going to the 1 inch or half inch or something, the master tape, the 2 track, whatever. And then you're going from that to what, how many other generations are you losing? You go to the master, I forget all the technical things they had, but that's why I said that I thought maybe reel to reel would be the best sonically, because it's the closest, it's the least generational loss in that line. But what are you going to listen to it on?
Right.
We don't have we don't all have audiophile systems, so nobody, virtually nobody hears the music the way it was intended to be heard, or the way that we heard it when we recorded it and we mixed it.
Correct.
There's like a handful of people on the planet that heard those records the way, in the most ideal way. That's kind of sad.
It's true.
It
kind of reminds me of.
I'm kind of a bummer interview, huh? I'm not really good at this. I'm not skilled at this.
People will never have that experience. Fuck.
Music sucks.
I had a really amazing experience one time. I went to some training for work, for my day job, but they brought us in. It was called Maestro training. It was called it was like leadership training for business and stuff like that. But what they did was they brought us in with an orchestra and sat us in with the actual orchestra, and sat next to the people who were playing in the orchestra. And we got to watch the conductor do it, but we were really sitting in the pit with the orchestra, and that was fucking wild.
Was that a studio, did you say?
No, it was actually in like where this orchestra practiced. We went to, and it was we had some big room, and they just had chairs next to everybody. We just picked a chair, and I sat next to, I think, a celloist, and it was amazing. It was fucking amazing.
Yo Ma.
There was no one famous. It was, but it may have been the Philadelphia Philharmonic or something like that because it was
And
in
how'd you
Philly.
get to do that?
It was this training through my at the time when I was working for this company called Kantar, and they sent me for leadership training, like management training, and it was called Maestro.
So
And what exactly was that supposed to teach you?
the conductor.
Well, how the conductor
Okay.
led the group, and
Got
what the purpose of, and what the purpose his purpose was, and how they interacted with the musicians and everything like that, and just trying to show how to be a leader, an example. Most of the training was all this like written stuff, and then at the very end they brought us in to see that with the orchestra, and it really kind of hit home. But just being a musician myself, it was wild. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Very powerful.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Now you know what Yngwie feels like.
Yeah, right.
Didn't Yngwie get to play with the orchestras?
He did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Him and Metallica, I think.
Wow.
They did
that's
that.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Metallica, they did that too.
But don't you think that the conductor is sort of like, to me, he's, well, I don't know anything about what, classical music or anything, or what conductors actually do. But to me, from appearances, as a musician, I'm kind of going, okay, well, I could do that.
Right.
Do that.
Even after the training, I'll say, yeah, I felt the same way. Like, do they really need this guy?
And he's he's probably getting paid more than all those real actual musicians, right?
Probably.
They put in,
Probably.
practice their whole lives and everything, and saved up for their Stradivarius and all that. And then this guy comes up there and all he's got is a chopstick and a tuxedo, right? I mean, how hard is that?
It's true. It's true.
You've now single-handedly pissed off a lot of conductors.
Yeah, probably. There's not many who are watching this show, probably.
And then, there goes all that work I was going to get with the New York Philharmonic. God damn it. Zubin Mehta. Remember, Zubin Mehta won't be calling me anytime soon. He was the conductor for the LA Philharmonic, I think.
Was
it LA Philharmonic? I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But yeah, and they get way more famous than any other of the real musicians.
It's true.
Yeah, they're probably conductor groupies, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Did you ever watch the Seinfeld? No.
There's a conductor groupie Seinfeld episode?
No, not the conductor groupie Seinfeld, but there's a conductor episode with Seinfeld where he breaks his baton and
Oh yeah.
With the pants.
Yeah.
He needs his pants ironed. The whole thing.
Okay, got to go watch that right after this. Note to self: watch Seinfeld conductor episode.
Yes, it's funny.
Yeah. And he bag on conductors, right?
Yeah, it kind of makes fun of conductors. Yeah,
because I don't want to watch anything that like makes conductors,
No, it makes him look like
glorifies them in any way. I'm against that. I hate conductors. I got a T-shirt that says that. I'm starting a club.
Yeah, conductors are pretty worthless.
Conductors.
Yeah, conductors. I mean, it was like if the music on the sheet says, play faster, the musicians are going to play faster, right? They don't need to do, right.
I'm going to start a new thing. We're going to get a conductor for our band. For the rock band as a joke, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think it's funny. Hopefully people will too, but you know what I mean? And
hysterical.
He'll be in one of those little hidden things. I don't know what they call, but like in the cartoons, the Bugs Bunny cartoons. And he's like,
right.
I think the only problem you have is that you have to pay him.
Well, no, here's what we do. We get a conductor in every city just to come out. And that way
you won't have to pay them?
We don't have to put them in a hotel room. We don't have to get them a plane ticket. Yeah.
Exactly. You're the guest tonight. Yeah. Just do this all night. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you might get laid. I don't know.
That's funny. So what amps did you use on this album? How did you record the album?
My 800s. I got two first or second year 800s. I think they are 100 watts, I believe, and got that Gower Friedman, whatever you want to call it, the mod, or not really a mod like you said, but just enhancement with the modules in them. That's it. I don't really need any pedals or anything. I'm just always so used to putting a old Malaysian chip tube screener in front of my rig, or a Klon. More recently I've started using the Klon too, or instead. But I don't really need it. I just do it out of habit. And sometimes I'll have, like live, I'll have a Phase 90, a vintage Phase 90, and I have a delay in the loop, which the loop is invisible, transparent, and wonderful. It's a great loop. So, what kind of loop is that, by the way? Is it a...
Well, and the one I did, Dan had his own little tube loop. The one I did has my own loop. So they're slightly different, but the amps sound almost the same. So
yeah. Is his buffered, or is it tube buffered, or anything?
Yeah, his is tube buffered. Mine is using a different thing, but they're both super transparent.
Yeah, I can't really tell them. I can't tell. We did a double blind, and I couldn't tell them apart.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you're plugged into one. I'm not gonna tell you which one you're using. I played on it. When you're in a place, it's echoey and stuff. I mean, you can't. It's not like you're listening on a microscope like in a studio. But still, I thought I would be able to tell, and I couldn't, because I actually picked the wrong. I picked the wrong one because he played the same one back to back, and then I go, oh, I like the first one better. And it was the same one.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like
happened.
that old Hendrix story where his tech gave him. He kept complaining he couldn't find the right wah-wah, and he was kept trying them and had a whole bunch. And then he's like, no, and he give me another one, give me another one, give me another. And then the one he picked was the first one he used.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like
that story happens over and over and over again.
Well, that's the Warren DeMartini story.
That's the Warren DeMartini story too. We were talking to Bo Hill. And we were talking to Bo Hill, the producer, and we were talking to him about those days making those records. And he said the exact same thing happened. It's just like we had a million Marshalls, we auditioned them all, and in the end, it was the first one.
Well, because he was warmed up probably, and his ears got tuned to the room and everything, and so you can't really, you compare 30 minutes later and a couple hours later, and it's a different thing, So I can see that. Plus the amp warms up. But when I talked to Warren at one point, we were going back and forth with gear and stuff. And I don't remember exactly how it came down, but I think he was telling me he used the Super Champ into a 412. So he took the back off of 412 and plugged one of the pre-rollers.
That's what I heard too.
And then just left the back in.
On some of the lead stuff, I think that happened.
The lead stuff, right? Not the
rhythm. Yeah.
So I got that. I got a Super Champ. I got a good one. One of the Rivera ones. Like the Goodyear. I think the first couple of years or something. I can't remember exactly. But I've had a few of them. Some better than others, but they're all pretty consistent, I think. But and I want to do that. I want to do that 412 thing. The Warren thing.
All right.
Have you ever done it?
I've never done it. No.
Yeah. It's a pain in the butt.
Cool,
huh?
Those amps sound cool.
Oh yeah, they're very cool. It's like they're out boxy, and kind of very focused sounding.
Yeah.
And I've had limited success in the studio with them, but I think that's because I just mic'd up I got the one with the EV speaker, which is better. But I think ideally, for it to open up, you really want to plug it into
412.
What Warren did, plug it into a 412. But I think he just used one of the speakers of the 412.
Maybe.
And it's a little bit of work. So who's going to do that?
You have to wire. I guess you have to wire it.
Yeah, but you probably just plug it into the 412 though.
Yeah, but who knows? What's the impedance of a Super Champ? 2?
It's a very good question, but it's still no. It's probably it might be 8, but it
doesn't say on the back. I don't think.
Be close enough.
Yeah. So if the impedance is lower, if the amp's output or speaker jack is lower than the amp impedance, you're okay, right?
Well, to be honest, you can go probably like one number in either direction, and you're okay.
4, 8, 8, 16, either way.
Like Eddie used to do 8 into a 16 ohm cab, 8 on the amp, 16 ohm cab.
Really? Well, no, That would be two 16-ohm cabs because you got to divide it in half, right?
Well, no, but he would just do one 16-ohm cab with his amp set on 8.
Oh, and is that why you fried his tranny?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His amp was at your shop for a while. I remember seeing that. That was pretty amazing.
I've had it many times at my shop.
That was beautiful. I was just seeing it, you know what I mean? It was pretty awesome. And you got it going, I think.
Yeah.
He got it back.
Is that something recent? You recently?
No. This is a while back, long time ago now.
Oh, okay.
When he was still alive.
Yeah, that's wow. And I don't want to quote you out of context, but I think you said, correct me if I'm wrong, that he wasn't enamored with it when he heard it back. Not because it wasn't great, but just because he kind of evolved to a different place where he wanted more gain.
Yes and no. I mean, he did say that's the best it sounded in 20 years.
Yeah.
So, but it still wasn't his.
But it was no It was no PV.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was no 5153 or anything. Yeah.
First 5150s were great.
Yeah. You know,
it's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. So different.
I mean, do you have any idea where that amp is these days?
I think Wolfgang still owns it.
Well, yeah, they have it at the studio. Wolfgang has
Wonderful. And he's keeping his dad's legacy alive in a big way.
Oh, he's not selling anything, that's for sure.
Good for him. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a whore. I sell everything I own. I would, you know, I sold my kids the brass coated, you know, birth shoes that we had on the mantelpiece. You know, I'll sell anything. Yeah, I'm a person. No, I'm kidding.
Like bronze went up. All right, time to sell those things.
Which ones? The bronze them up. Yeah.
Yeah, bronze
went up in value. Time to sell them.
I'm gonna bronze up my original Dokken Capizios.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You guys never wore Capizios?
I don't know about Dave, but I did. I actually did.
Why was that? Were you
that wasn't a thing, man. That wasn't a thing when I grew up in Detroit.
Late 70s, early 80s, it was a thing.
Not in Detroit.
No.
Yeah, there was a period of time, like I'd say maybe 83, where I had a pair of Capizios.
Oh, you shouldn't be ashamed of that, dude. And you're telling
me. I also had parachute pants, so I went full in. I went full in, man.
You probably had a members only jacket too at some point.
I had a Michael Jackson jacket. I had the whole thing.
We all had one, right? I had one too. I had a red Michael Jackson-y jacket.
Did you?
I did, yeah. You know who wore Capizios though, and it's like, come on, it's Kip Winger, and he's awesome.
I thought Randy Rhoads actually wore them too.
Well, maybe
I think Ed wore them too.
I think we all did, but Kip wore them for a legitimate reason because Kip is actually I think listen, I don't know for sure, but I've heard that he's a professional, like he does professional ballet or is capable.
Oh, really?
Or used to?
I mean, somebody told me that, and I mean that's pretty amazing because that's not an easy thing to do, you know.
Right.
But I think if you do that, you got to wear Capizios. But then we evolved. We evolved past those to the Nike wrestling shoes.
Oh, there you go. You evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got it was one of our first endorsements. My very first endorsement was Area Guitars, Area Pro 2. And then I started getting things like that, like, you know, clothing things. And I got a Nike endorsement. That's
really?
Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
What year was that?
Whenever I was wearing those Nike wrestling shoes in Dokken. I don't know what year that was, in the 80s. Like 85, 6 or something.
Wow.
But like, you know, when you're starving and just starting out, like that's a pretty cool thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
Get anything for free is really awesome. Even though you can't eat it, you can't pay your rent with it. You can sell them, then pay your rent. Bronze them.
Later on, you can bronze them and sell them. Exactly.
Yeah.
Raxo wants to know, George, do you still have that Counts Customs car?
Well, I technically still own it, but it hasn't been in my possession in 3 or 4 years. I drove it out to Vegas to get some work done on it, and it's still there.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very sad because I love the car, but I've just been so busy, and Danny's busy, and you know, it's not really on anybody's list to get done right away. So it just kind of sits there, which is sad. So yeah, I need to get it. Plus, where I live though, I can't drive it here because we mostly live in New Mexico full time now, and we live at the end of a long, bumpy, pothole-filled dirt road. It's a lot of times covered with snow and mud and sheep. So yeah, my Rivian doesn't have airbags, so it would never get down the road. Yeah, so
All right.
even though it would be a good fit in New Mexico because New Mexico is like the lowrider capital of the world, particularly a town about an hour away from us, south of us, called Espanola. And many years ago, MTV did a whole thing about Espanola being the lowrider capital of the world, and did a whole thing about it. It was pretty cool. But you go there now, and it's old school lowriders, wall to wall. It's freaking amazing.
That's cool.
Like, I kind of grew up around that when I was a kid in Paramount, California. The real guys had the 62, 63, 64 Impalas, and the Monte Carlos and all that. But that was what, now they still have them, but that was back in the day when that was a new thing to do. It was really, really awesome. So I like that lowrider culture in those cars. And to me, the Rivian has a little bit of that, going on. So, I do need to get it back. Thanks for reminding me.
I used to watch that show all the time.
Oh, Counting Cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my son, we used to watch that all the time.
Is it still on?
I haven't seen an episode in a long time. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he films anymore. I'm not sure.
I don't know. He's busy as hell all the time. I don't know if he's got other shows or whatever. I know they're very good friends with the Pawn Store.
Oh, the Pawn Stars, Pete.
Pawn Stars, yeah. I think they're kind of same production company or something.
Right, yeah. That makes sense. I think
it
was all A&E, I think, at the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're actually today we started thinking about doing our next record. Our record is just coming out, but how these things work, takes a year to actually finish writing a record and recording it. So we're thinking of doing it in Vegas. So maybe I'll get to see my car.
Well, that's cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
So thinking about doing another Lynch Mob album or another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember I lied and said this was the last one. So.
Right.
But
so it's inevitable that you have to do another one.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and then tour some more because
Oh yeah, we keep touring.
Well, wasn't also the tour supposed to end the whole thing too?
Final ride. That's what we called it, the
final ride. Right?
Then we started this new tour.
Final ride for 5 years.
Yeah, well, we didn't say we never said how long it was going to last.
Right? There you go.
And now we're on the final ride.
The final.
Semicolon. Just kidding.
Hey, we've got a bunch of questions for you. Dave White, the Rock Oracle. George, you're a living legend, part of the LA Holy Trinity with Rhodes and Van Halen. Did you ever think Don Dokken would become Ozzy Osbourne-like and be such a douchebag and overstate his songwriting contributions? What's Don's deal with lying?
Well,
sorry to come at you with that one, George.
Yeah, no, well, I think people that are disingenuine and lie as part of their character, it's just the way it's just part of who they are, the fabric of what their makeup. I think that it serves multiple purposes. I mean, it's bad in a way, of course, because it breaks the rules that we all sort of agree to kind of make sure that we understand what reality is, and so we can make good decisions and get along. So it's cheating in a way, but it's also, I've been the benefactor of his cheating due to his lying in a big way. We wouldn't be sitting here doing this interview if it wasn't for Don's lies.
In what way? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, when he met us, and we first got together, we would do shows, and we were both in bands in Southern California. He was in a band called Airborne, and we were the Boys, which then became Exciter, and we were all playing around town with, Van Halen was around, and a la carte, and lots of other bands. It was a really cool scene, and so he started approaching Mick, and then came to us eventually at one point with an offer to join his band and go to Europe and make a record and everything. And so, yeah, so he lied about everything, but ultimately he's such a great bullshit artist that he made it happen. Bottom line. I would have never been able to make it because I'm not capable. I'm not saying it's good or bad or I'm a good person. I'm just saying I am not capable of doing that. And that's maybe not a good thing as far as propelling your career, but he's willing to go to places that I wasn't willing to go. And most people aren't. And I think that's the main reason why he's successful.
Okay.
All right.
So it's kind of a backhanded compliment,
We have a follow-up to that. He says, George, Don made comments about Mick Brown hardly having to do with to earn his 25%. Don't you think that's incredibly unfair to Mick, given he and Jeff were vital to the sound with the backing vocals? Don, arguably third best singer in the band.
Yeah, I mean, you can divvy it up any way you want. Why are we relitigating stuff from 35, 40 years ago? I don't know. Who cares? I mean, we're all done okay. We're all fine. We're still alive. We're still breathing. We're still making music. I'm good with everything, the way everything worked out. Was it fair? No, life's not fair. But so what? But Mick, no, he didn't have a lot of direct contribution to the songwriting. He did on Tooth and Nail. He had some concrete contributions with the lyrics of Tooth and Nail. Some of that was him, and probably some other songs. But here's the way I always looked at it. I was the proponent of the quarter splits for the band because I feel that was really healthy because it kept it kept the less capable writers out of the mix from forcing their bad ideas on us. You know what I mean? So if you have a weak link writer and they're going, the only way I'm going to get paid is if you use my songs and your songs suck. So, you know what I mean? It's the best thing for the record, I think, is to just pay everybody equally. Like, Mick, just go play pool, ride your motorcycle, and pop in once in a while and check in. And we got it, and it'll be a great record, and we'll have fun. We'll all make, every time we make $1, everybody makes a quarter. And we'll all make money. Don was the complete other way of thinking. His was like, it wanted to be all about him, but he wasn't willing to put out the work, and his work wasn't the best work. So that wasn't fair. So neither one is fair, but I mean, I'm more of a band guy, and Don is less of a band guy. He's more of a kind of him guy,
Well, when you look historically on bands that actually have split it evenly across the band, they tend to stay together. Rush being a perfect example,
Good for them. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, everything's split a third, and well, until Neil passed away, but everything with Rush was split a third, and their decision making was like that, and that's how they stayed together all those years. I'm not a gigantic Rush fan, don't know a lot about them, but I've seen them interact. I've seen on videos and on TV and stuff, and they just seem like they love each other, and they had a great sense of humor. You know what I mean? Had a great rapport. Like they were always cracking each other up. And I think that was beautiful. Me too.
Just like, that's a real band right there. They're family. You know what I mean? And that's my friends have always been my band members. So that's the only way I can have friends is to keep a band together. So not 100%. That's not true, but my band members are my friends and they are my family. They're my other family. And we all love that camaraderie and just being together and going out and kicking ass and having fun and joking around and getting from A to Z and making money and, accomplishing something, it's really awesome feeling. My only regret, and it's not really a regret, I don't know if that's the right word, but, I've always hoped that I could just have that band that I just kept together that was the same, and, the same without the revolving door, I mean, Lynch Mob has been almost like a band, like it's almost a rite of passage for musicians. You have to be in Lynch Mob to get to the next level. It's almost like we have more turnover than McDonald's, dude. It's just insane.
Speaking of that, you have a new band again. Well, kind of a new band, but previous members back in the band.
Previous members back. Brian Tichy, Jaron, of course, has been there for a while now. Jaron's wonderful. He's really kind of the anchor of the group in a lot of ways. He's really taken on a lot of responsibilities, and it's just a brilliant job. I don't think the band would exist at the level it's existing at right now and doing as well as it is without him guiding the ship a lot of the ways and doing a lot of the nuts and bolts work that nobody sees behind the scenes. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, just everything from A to Z. That it's just the hard work, and he's got a really good head on his shoulders, and he's got a great work ethic, and he loves the band, and I just appreciate him so much, so I tell him that all the time. And Brian Tichy's, to me, the greatest hard rock drummer on the planet. I mean, I haven't played with everybody, but you've
great.
Seen a lot of guys, right? I mean,
he's a great
hard art, and a great guy, and just so fun to hang out with. He's just like a kid, and Andrew's just come a long way. I remember we first started playing together, and we've had a lot of history. And God, I mean, he was always good, but he's so much better now, which is crazy.
Yeah, really
what I mean? He's just like a machine, and like every night, you know what I mean? And and everybody's happy. Look in the audience, everybody's loves it because they're getting
great
what they
singer.
paid for.
Yep.
He is a great singer and a great guy. And so we have the best. The thing is, you're only on stage for an hour and a half or whatever, but you got to coexist the rest of the 23 or 2, whatever it is, 22 and a half hours a day. And we have as much fun as off stage as we have on stage. And a lot of times we just bring that same humorous energy right on stage too. Sometimes we can't help it, and we crack ourselves up. Sometimes the audience doesn't get it, but fuck them.
You're having fun. That's all that matters.
We really are. We're up there. We're joking with each other. It's all inside shit from the whole day's drive or whatever we're joking about that day. And it's pretty funny. But you know what? We have a great time. This is a great band. For me, from my experience, I've had been fortunate to play a lot of musicians. With Brian, Andrew, and Jaron is stuck together for a little while now.
Great.
Lynch Mob do a record with this band because it's been we're coming up with ideas. We're sort of like really every part of it. We always, because I don't like very few bands except for like in this coming with jam, but there wasn't a whole lot of real jamming. Now there's even the jam bands are called jam bands. They're not jamming, they're doing stuff that they've rehearsed, and it's all, the solos are extended, but they're not improvising. But we do true improvising. I'm not saying it's a good thing. The audience probably thinks it sucks, but fuck. I said we're ourselves. Riff out every night at least once, sometimes more than once. And what I love about this band is they pick it up right away, enthusiastically, and we take it to wherever it's going to go. And sometimes it falls apart, but usually not, and it'll go into other places. And I just love it because the audience is watching the creative moment versus the recreative moment, And you never, when you're watching a song that's been played 1,000 times or 100 times or whatever, there's something, it's not the same as when you first came up with the idea for that song, whether it's freaking whatever song it is. It's when you have that first like creative genesis inception moment with that riff or whatever it is, that's the magic that you're always going to be chasing with that song. And you never do capture it. So when we go off at least in my opinion, when we go off, is the highlight of the set. Personally, for me.
Awesome.
It's not polished. There's no ideas. We don't talk about it before. It's just spur of the moment, whatever's at the top of our heads, and we just take it. You got to keep it pretty simple. And I do feel bad for Andrew. I feel bad for the singer whenever we do something like that, because it's much easier for a drummer and a bass player to follow along. Bass player can look at my hands. I'll go over to Jaron and he'll kind of watch where I'm going, and you can hear it. But for the singer, it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's true.
It's a little tough position.
He'll get over it.
Oh, I know. Actually, the last couple of shows we did, he started coming in with some stuff that almost sounded like a song. I was like, I hope somebody recorded that. That was pretty cool. And you could tell he was enjoying it, and it was pretty cool. So that's how songs are written,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Exactly. Get inspired, you know, that's the good stuff.
Nobody's asked for a refund yet. They haven't asked for their money back, so.
Guitar Rocks 7776. Thanks for the super chat. Mr. Lynch, big fan, monster guitar player. What's the best guitar pedal order for a JCM 800 with no effects loop?
A stock JCM 800 where you want something for gain and you want first, and then maybe some modulation, so phaser, chorus, whatever, flanger, whatever, and then the third thing would be some delay. Just one of those Boss. What are they called? DD whatever's.
Yeah, DD8 or whatever it is now.
DD3, 5, 7,
8,
9.
Yeah.
3.
What's the best one? 2?
I don't know if there is. A really good one now would. Well, that's better in the loop, I think. The 500. The
3000. Right?
No, the SDE3.
Oh yeah.
So it's an SDE 3000 pedal.
Get out.
Yeah, that's
my
cool.
God, I used to love SDE 3000. I was using the SDE 3000s. I think
yeah.
Up to recently, they all broke, and you can't fix them. You couldn't fix them.
Well, no, there's a guy that can fix them.
No.
You didn't throw them away.
There is a guy that can fix them.
Yeah.
I have them.
Yeah, there's a guy that can fix
them. Okay, we gotta talk afterwards, because I would love to get.
Yeah, we got a guy.
The only thing I thought was better rack-wise, delay-wise, was the Korg. Was it the 1500? Was that what it was called?
No, was it the Korg or was it the Yamaha? No, Korg. Probably. You were talking about the SDD 3000, the Korg.
You have the Roland.
You have the Roland SDE 3000.
Okay, what's the Korg?
Korg is an SDD 3000.
Oh my God! No wonder I thought the same. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's very similar.
Are they the same?
But the Korg is better. The Korg is better.
No, not better, just different.
I remember preferring the Korg. I don't know why, but that was a long time ago. My memory might be skewed, but I remember having the Korgs, and I went to buy some, and they have gotten very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because Eric Johnson.
Yeah, and the SDE 3000s are, you can get them too.
They've gone up in price too.
Have they?
Everything's gone up in price. So is the groceries.
Yeah, just like everything else. We should go through some questions here.
Yeah.
We got another kind of another question here. George, don't you think Dave and crew should at Tone Talk should reunite Jakey Lee and Bob Daisley on this show so they can reminisce of how Ozzy and Darth Hideous ripped them off on publishing and royalties? I know Ozzy didn't handle your situation.
You know what?
Well.
At some point, it's like when you asked me about the Dokken history and like all of us, have our history. It's like we don't want anybody to have to go through that, and relive that, and relitigate that, and reminisce about the bad old days. Fuck that. Jakey's got a whole fucking world in front of him. That world is his oyster. He could do almost anything he wants at this point. So yeah, I think we all want to see Jakey get out there and play.
I'd love to see Jake.
He's one of the guys, man. One of the cats.
That's for sure. Yeah. Is he going to go to NAMM, Dave? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
No, you can't get him out there.
NAMM's
I haven't tried.
Okay.
They
Steve
stopped
Hall.
doing all. I mean, back in the early days, Dave. I mean, back in the, well, I know NAMM's been around longer than I've been going to it, but when the early days when I was going, which I guess was in the 80s, I mean, it was a Wild West. There was no guys walking around with Decimator, and we were playing like right there. I remember watching Dimebag just play right there in the aisles, at the booth, just with like 100 people around him, just banging their heads. So he's just like plugging in some little amp and just killing it,
Wow.
I mean, that was, God dang, man. I love that. And everything's all controlled, and you can't play, and it's all this shit. And it's just like, ugh. Although you had playing at your booth, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That guy that was in your, he was incredible.
Which guy was that one?
Probably Sammy
Bowler?
It was probably Sammy.
Probably Sammy.
Some younger guy, I don't really remember his name, but he was fantastic. And you had an enclosed booth, which is, I think, why you were allowed to do that.
It was Sammy for sure.
Yeah,
that was
magnificent player.
Jesus. Those were great days with that.
You know how I knew he was good? Because he even made your amp sound good. I'm working on my Funny Bones material. Sorry.
Yes.
That's too funny. Here, let's get to Steve Malt's question. Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. Same to you. George, I saw you with Lynch Mob in Hartford, Connecticut last year. First time. Your playing and tone was amazing. You guys and Paralandra put on an amazing and memorable show. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, thank you. Cassandra is the singer from Paralandra, and I'm working with her on a record. This is our second record, and it's called Cassandra's Crossing. And she's a fabulous talent singer. And
that Cassandra Carson?
Yes.
Oh, she has some of my stuff.
Oh, she does?
She has some cabinets she bought for me.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Because occasionally, we play together. We play together occasionally, and when we play together, she'll come up when on our during our set, and she'll come up and play rhythm guitar, Mr. Scary.
Mm-hmm.
She has her little Friedman. I think she carries it around. It's real small.
Yeah, and I think she has some 412s too that she bought at some point in time. I don't know if she's using them or.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I had to stop her from doing that though. She started edging in on my space, started taking over the solos. I was like, hey,
time to get up.
Yeah,
and she was doing it better than me. She had like note for note, Mr. Scary. I never play it to sing twice. She had like it all figured out. I was like, God damn it! She made me look bad. I didn't like that. She calls herself Mrs. Scary. Yeah. But she's not.
George, you have a unique sense of humor. I love it. Congrats on the new album, Zeke Downey says.
Oh, thank you. A lot of compliments there.
Oh yeah.
Why does it say $9.99 and $10?
They're paying us to get their super chat on here.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, George, you have a unique sense of humor. Okay, well, thank you. I think so. My wife doesn't get it. Whatever. I can make my wife laugh by hurting myself.
Right.
If I'm wearing flip-flops and carrying a sofa upstairs to somebody's apartment backwards and eat shit, she'll be in tears. But if I say a joke, she'll just like stone face. So she was like she almost looks offended, It's like, I don't know. Anyways, hey George, met you at Kling Nashville 20 years ago when I was in music school. You encouraged me to keep going. Still playing classical and electric chords. Thanks for the motivation. Oh, you're very welcome. Well, why wouldn't you try to motivate anybody to play music, which is the most beautiful thing we can do, that just brings this magical thing, whatever music is, so mysterious into our lives, with all the bullshit going on in the world. Whenever I do clinics or I get to talk in front of people, I try to bring that up that, can you imagine a world without it? It'd be a sad place.
Oh, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, considering that, I think my music should go for a lot more money.
it should.
It should be much more expensive than it is. It's life affirming. You know what I'm saying? As I just
life
explained.
changing. Yeah.
Anyways.
Neptos says, "Hey George, you're working on a Mr. Scary guitar for me. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Do you wear ear protection when you play live? And did you?
I do wear plugs when I play live. Don't make the same mistake I did, and don't play loud volumes ever without ear protection. And so I spent, of course, many decades doing that, and I'm paying the price now because I have horrible tinnitus. Some people call it tinnitus, whatever. Absolutely horrible. So my ears are ringing right now as we speak, 24/7 for the moment I wake up till I fall asleep, and it's and there's no cure, and it's just hey, it's not cancer, it's not heart disease, but it's still not fun, and it's avoidable, so absolutely, I make sure now that I do that, but just to not do any more damage. But once the damage is done, you can't undo it.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, it's true. Joe Bonamassa just had to cancel a couple shows or a show because he blew out his ears. Did you hear about that, Dave?
No.
Yeah, he I think it was one night or 2 nights he canceled because he was just like, he had a bad monitor or something. It was way too loud.
Oh, well, that's the scary part. I think most people are on in-ears these days. I believe he is. I think I've seen pictures of him with the in-ears, right? And the thing that I was worried about that, I've never been on in-ears. I haven't done it, but I'm afraid that if I did that, that would happen. Some monitor guy, just gives you a spike of something, and you just goes like a jolt of lightning through your brain. And
fundamentally, if you really just think about this, you have in-ears, you have little speakers beating on your eardrums. That doesn't seem like a sound way to do things. I mean, theoretically, if you can keep the volume down in your ears and do this, maybe that saves you from the loud music on stage. But still, I still think something that close to your eardrum, it's not like you can go, hey, that drummer's hitting that China cymbal too hard. I'm not going to stand anywhere near him.
Right.
Hey, that monitor is a little too loud. I'm going to stand over here. You can kind of adjust, where you're at. And I always, I don't know. We'll see how this pans out,
Well, I think people feel like they need to stay on board with the in-ears because it's the thing to do. It's what everybody does, so you do it without thinking beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like what you're still on analog monitors. You're just listening to monitors. You're a dinosaur. I think that's kind of how the thing I get from some people. They're kind of insinuating that, and it's like, you want to be a hip new guy, you got to be on these in-ears. It's like, spend thousands of dollars to have it sound like shit?
Yeah.
And then artificially put all the room back in? Well, there's a beautiful room right there. Why don't you just listen to the room?
Yeah.
I mean,
this
I
makes
don't know.
logical sense to me.
Yep.
Okay, we got to get that t-shirt made. Fuck in-ears. Okay, we're really against in-ears. I'm going to run for president of the universe, and that's going to be my main platform. Is we're going to eliminate in-ears
and amps on stage. Let's do that too.
Yeah,
and have amps on stage.
What's that, George?
Change and in-ears and amps on stage, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, greetings.
There was.
Sorry, George. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that another thing that I've been thinking about doing, which I have experimented with for the ear thing, less volume on stage and less of that damage and everything, is to put the cabinets back.
Right.
Have you seen that? So John, the guy from Creedence Clearwater, does that.
Oh, tipping him in the air, like backwards.
Yeah,
like
I guess
leaning it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his are faced directly up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know,
It makes a lot of sense because like you can also then there's nothing beaming into the mics, and then but also if you need to hear more of it, you can kind of just step back a little bit.
that back, right?
And feel it a little bit and hear it, or if you don't, you can step forward.
Because
You could do the Jakey Lee thing though, which is like one that points at the monitor guy and one that points at the singer, and then he stands in the middle. It's in a V.
I don't know
I'm
how
not
the
sure.
singer feel
I'm
about
not sure if the singer would like that or
Yeah.
the monitor guy.
Exactly. And here's the other thing too. When they go, okay, well, we put it in the monitors. Okay, well, listen, when we play guitar, our Marshall, we don't go buy PA monitors to plug our Marshalls into with horns and cones and all that shit. You know, that's great for vocal.
Yeah.
Stuff. But guitar friendly, you know, and I are specific, like I think Van Halen did that, and I don't know who else, but and that makes sense. But for most of us, you guys are frozen. You still there?
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
you're the one freezing.
Yeah, it's your internet.
Oh, okay. So anyways, what I was saying, monitors are not really designed for a warm brown guitar sound. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I always struggle with that because then, you know, my amps are loud, not crazy loud, but you know, they're coming right at me from the back of my head when I'm on my microphone and I'm trying to sing, and I don't want to just hear me. I want to hear the drums. I want to hear the bass. I want to hear the vocals like you would hear them on a record above the music. And that would be pleasant, but I can't do that because my amps are firing right behind my head. So I like the idea of dispersion, somehow creating some dispersion where they're off center and not doing that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't know. I have experimented with it, but it seems like it hasn't worked because the rest of the band doesn't like it because they don't then hear enough of the guitar, which is we're playing guitar-based music. It's got to be present. It's got to be everywhere on stage, and it's got to be pretty loud. So it's a tough thing. It's a tough balance. I'm not sure I've never achieved a perfect balance consistently.
All right.
It's tough
because I'm not in a big headlining band where, like, say, Creedence Clearwater, or name dozens of bands that would have the same crew, the same sound guy, the same everything. Everything they're surrounded by is the same every night at every show. They have the same monitors, the same mixer. The only thing that changes is the venue and the audience. And so they have this consistency. Well, we very rarely get that. Every show is another challenge. It's a completely different environment. A new guy on the monitor board, a new guy out front of house. We don't have our own front of house guy. Another PA, another system, another, different stage. We're not measuring stages like pros do. You know what I mean? They go, okay, we're 21 feet back from the lip of the stage. So their back line is always the exact same distance. So everything sounds the same. I've been in situations like that. It's wonderful because it's consistent every night. But at our level where we're at now, doing different kinds of venues every single night, we don't get that, And so it's challenging. So what I rely on is my rig. I know what's coming out of my 800s and my Marshall cabs. I'm confident that's always going to be fine and great. So when I get in trouble, well, I'm not in trouble, but if I'm not hearing things the way I want to hear them, I just retreat, as you said, back to my back line. And I stand right next to my back line on the drums, and I'm good. I'm at home right there. And some people ask me, they go, how come you always stand back by the drums? I go, because that's where it sounds good, motherfucker. Why aren't you up front, doing showmanship and backflips and somersaults? I go, well, because the most important thing is for me to play well. And for me to play well, I'm so tone dependent that I got to hear it. It's got to sound good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go gravitate to the place on stage that sounds the best. So, anyways, I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, it was a good soapbox. Hey guys, greetings from Atlanta. It's cold as hell right now. Mark, Dave, been watching y'all for years. First time commenting. Oh, thanks, man. I work as a police officer and listen to y'all's old stream on the way to work. George, thanks for what you do. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I haven't gotten one question so far.
Well,
thank
here's
you.
one.
Thank you for
another one. George, did you notice that Oni Logan sounds like Elmer Fudd at the beginning of All I Want? This guy is brutal. What was,
that was
it
his
like?
idol.
What was it like working with Max Norman, who of course worked with The Blizzard of Oz and those two masterpieces with Randy?
Yeah. No, Max was an enabler. He really got it. He was one of those guys that just, made it sound like you wanted it to hear. Like I don't know if he was even a musician, but he understood what musicians, the language that we're speaking, And so it was really easy to work with, from my standpoint anyways. The Wicked Sensation record, he was one of the two guys that were working on it. He was really not to take anything away from anybody else that worked on the record, but he was really the reason it sounded the way it did, I think, was because of Max. Yeah, he's fantastic.
It's cool.
And he comes to shows. He comes to shows every once in a while, and he's very critical. And he's British, so he's always like just right in your face and just tells you how it is, and there's no sugarcoating it or anything. And he's always like, I think, a little hypercritical, but every show, it's like, okay, well, we're not auditioning, for you. But it's pretty brutal. And he was like that in the studio to the point where Oni hated it. And Oni would, these guys they give him such a hard time because they would just it'd be they make fun of him. Your cab's here, whatever, dry British humor, there's stuff. So I felt bad.
Yeah.
But that's just the way they are. But man, he delivered the goods because you know what? He held our feet to the fire with or inaccurate anything. Everything had to be right. So yeah, Max was, and I don't know if engineers keep their skills. Same with musicians. I haven't worked with them since then. But the idea of working with them would be pretty cool. But have a guy like that, because now I do records and I don't have anybody policing me. I'm my own.
Yeah, you don't have anyone beating you up.
Well, yeah, but that's good because it's an objective point of view. You don't see yourself from the outside. It's hard to. So I'm not self-critical, and I go in the studio by myself. I can get away with anything. I mean, I'm just, I work with an engineer, but they're not going to tell me. I'll ask for opinions, but they won't come out and be, maybe say what's on their mind. And I wish, and I think that's healthy. And I kind of miss that. Maybe my records would be better. Maybe my playing would be better if I had that again. So basically, you pay somebody to just fucking yell at you and fucking put you down. You suck.
You suck. Do better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Lynch, what makes vintage gear so desirable? Would you ever sell gear in a massive sale like on Reverb?
So the
he
first
has
part,
sold gear.
Yeah, I sell gear all the time. I haven't done any massive sales yet, but and actually, maybe I'll get to that sale part a little bit afterwards. But the vintage, why is it so desirable? I think Dave would have the answer to that more than I would.
Well, it's just cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they're tube. They're tube. One thing is most vintage stuff is tube. That's the big thing.
Why is it so desirable? I mean, I think a lot of stuff was made with better components than more modern products. It's not that you can't make a new product though that sounds like an old product, because you can if you take the care in doing so. But there's a lot of care in doing so, and most stuff they don't care.
Here's a question I've thought sometimes about when I think about vintage gear. I thought, how much of the sound of a vintage piece, guitar, amp, whatever, pedal, is the aging, and how much is in the design of it? In other words, when you plugged in a brand new Dallas Arbiter Fuzz Face or 7/868 Marshall or Tweed or whatever it was, you know, PAF pickup, is it
Uh-oh, I think we lost him.
Is it aging?
Aging. For certain things, aging, yes. So like speakers, as they're used and as time goes by, they change, the tone changes. So that's one thing that changes a lot. Some guitars
will Alnico magnet on a pickup.
Yeah, Alnico magnets on a pickup can lose magnetism over years. Guitars can dry out more. Depends on what kind of environment they've been in. You know,
the lacquer finish.
Yeah, it very breathes a lot. Yeah, it breathes a lot. Also, you know, has this amp been in a dry or wet environment? Has it been in Louisiana or has it been in California? You know, how the speakers are going to sound and what they were done to over the years are going to be different. As far as the amp itself, it's a little less than all the other parts. Although to be honest, I don't know what a 1968 Marshall sounded like in 1968. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, I used to see those in the music store. I used to walk into the music store that I would go to and drool, and they had the fucking Marshall stacks from heaven, which then I didn't appreciate. I mean, I was in awe, but I didn't know what I was looking at. So they had the early 8x10s, the little ones, the tweed ones, not the bigger. And then they had the bigger ones too, the one the Trower used. Yeah. But they had the PA heads, they had the, you know, the 100 watts, everything with the toggles. I think US was 3 toggles, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, all that, you know, I mean, God damn, that was new when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was new equipment you could buy for, I don't know what a Marshall head would be back then.
Nothing. $500.
Yeah.
No less. Yeah.
Less maybe.
Oh, God,
crazy.
Damn, I wish I had a time machine.
You can only go back in time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wish.
Go back in time with a lump of money and go buy.
Maybe George, get some Intel too. That'd be good.
That would be good. Yeah, Apple stock.
Apple stock. Yeah.
Would you consider working with Ronnie Romero or please touring with Gabriel Colin again?
I don't know who Ronnie Romero is. Who's that?
I don't know.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. Ronnie Romero, who's that?
I have no idea. Do you, Dave?
Nope.
Okay. And Gabriel Colin? Who's that?
Singer from.
Okay.
Just very talented, but we did our thing, and I think that was good, and you know, that'll live for, and you know, we move on, do different things. I don't think Gabriel was. I mean, I'll say this in the right way. Gabriel's a great singer, but his style is not blues based, and Lynch Mob is a blues based band. So it was an interesting mix, but it was something I felt, well, we've done a couple records, we've did a couple years of touring, and I'm going to move on, you know, and I think that a blues based singer service the songs in the right way, you know, But Gabriel was great, but it was a different way of singing those songs than what you would expect. So, not taking anything away from him because it's awesome. What happened to Mark? Oh,
I'm back. Fowler, props to George. Dave, how's the Grail amp coming along?
You mentioned one little tiny thing, and everyone goes crazy.
what's that?
It's 100-watt plexi with a variac and some other fun stuff.
Nice. How's it going? He's asking. Is it there?
It's sitting on a shelf at my shop right now.
Hey, can people just like go to your shop? Are you I mean, of course I've been in your shop, 100 times, but can people just like come in off the street and do business there, or how's that work?
I think
They can, sure.
Right?
Or it's not
They
like
have.
secret location.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a secret location.
I didn't know.
George, love Lynch Biscuit.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, never really looking for it.
What's that?
I think we keep freezing or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you do.
It's getting very choppy.
Sorry about that. George, love Lynch.
Whatever
Biscuit.
happened to the guys?
Yeah, what happened to the guys on that record?
Yeah, we should have called the band Lynch Biscuit for sure, because that was that style of music. I love that record. I love doing it. I love the experience of it. We toured on it. Everybody hated us because they just wanted to see us play Dokken and Lynch Mob, and they didn't want to see some guy jump around stage, kind of rap rock singing, like Limp Bizkit. So it was really a very tough tour, and the band, was demoralized, and we ended up having to play alone again, and play just like all our normal shit by the end of that tour. It was, but we got beat up pretty bad by the audiences. But critics hated the record. Everybody hated it. I think I'm the only guy that liked it. I love that record. But Gabriel Rosales played on it. He worked with me in Shadow Train, bass player. I can't really tell you. Jimmy DeAnda was playing on it for a while, but oh no, he was in Shadow Train. I'm sorry, I was thinking of somebody else. Kurt, the singer, I talked to him some years ago. He's in Texas. I don't think he's playing anymore. Clams have run into him a little bit. He's doing the same old thing. He's back east and in drums. I'm not sure what his project is these days, but yeah, it was. I don't really stay in touch with the guys, but I mean, when you have a project that fails in the marketplace, it's not a lot of enthusiasm to kind of stay together.
Right.
So. Yeah, I mean, there's no record companies offering us another deal, and nobody wants to pay you to play, play out live. So we did tour, but here's the problem with all these projects I do that are unproven. People go, "Oh, why don't you tour on it?" I go, because you really don't get paid to do that. You get some small amount of money. I'm 71 years old. I'm not going to get in the back of a van with a bunch of guys half my age and go play for a quarter of the money I usually make, which means I'd be playing for nothing. That's what you do when you're in your 20s,
Yeah,
you don't do that when you're 70, and then the other part of this that people don't think about sometimes, I think, is that it's like if I go on a, let's say, tour KXM or something, which is a legitimate thing, right? But then I burn that market. I can't come back for at least 6 months, maybe a year to that market. With Lynch Mob, Lynch Mob is my brand. I know I can get paid for that, and people know what they're going to get, what to expect, and it works. If I go out there and fuck everything up with some experimental band that I'm just getting off on for my own, it's not really giving the crowd what they want. They'll come see me, but at the end of they'll be like, "Hey, play Breaking the Chains, play Wicked Sensation." We don't want to hear this new shit that's not on any radio station that we never heard of, and that's the reality of it, So it's really hard. It's frustrating. And that was one of those projects. The thing that he just brought up was the biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dave Morelli says, just wanted to thank you for inspiring me to play guitar.
It was,
Sorry, George.
I have no idea. Next, I would do an album years ago.
Wasn't Dream Warriors when you were using Lee Jackson modded amps?
Question.
Weren't you using Lee Jackson modded amps?
I did use them at one point.
Record?
It could be. I was using the Lee Jackson modded amps at one point. I don't know exactly when, but it could be. And the other thing I was using, I remember at least for distortion, was the DS1s, the orange Boss DS1, and was it the G or the GE7 EQ?
Yeah.
And other things, but those were the distortion generators or overdrive generators I was using in my signal path back then. A lot of gain. A DS1 and a G7, with the sad face curve, with the gain up on that, and then into a whatever it was with Lee Jackson or whatever mods I was using at the time in my amped up Marshall. I mean, that was a lot of gain, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now I feel guilty just using, the 800s because the 800s that I'm using now, as you mentioned when I saw you the other day, was like with the module and everything, and the tweaks is a lot more gain that I was getting out of Plexis.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's definitely easier to play, but then again, am I losing something? I always feel guilty when it's too easy. You know what I mean? I feel like it should be hard.
You have to work. You have to work for it.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of questions we got to run through. Hey George, love the LTD Desert Eagle. What are us mere mortals missing out on by not stepping up to the big boy maple-bodied ESP version of this guitar? Thanks for the Shadow Train work.
Well, I find this with a lot of gear. You can get the lesser branded stuff for like, a quarter of the money. And then when you step up to the big boy model, it's like you gain like 15% for 4 times more money. So you got to pay a lot more to get
a small amount of change,
a small amount of value. But actually, that's not really the right words, though, because that extra 10 or 15% is really everything that puts it over the top. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to say 10% isn't really, it's almost like, I don't know how to put a percentage on it, but, if I, to me, I mean, LTDs can be great, I guess, but to me, the ESP is just in a whole other level, when it comes to little nuances that matter so much, like the touch, or little sonic nuances, with the quality of the wood or the hardware, which maybe in some kinds of music or for some players is indiscernible, but for me, I do notice it. So it matters to me, the way the neck feels. It's just a little bit better, and it's a little bit more thought put into it, and craftsmanship, quality, and materials, all these things that cost a lot more money. You're paying a lot more for that incremental and the quality experience of the instrument.
Yeah, it's very true. 40 Grit Guitars. Imagine a world without Van Halen and Lynch. I was so lucky to have these heroes. Thanks so much, George. Thanks for being a badass. Dave. Hi, Mark. Hey, thanks. Let's say, George, do you use any digital amp modeling gear or multi-effects?
No. I don't know anything about that stuff. I mean, I've, like everybody, I've experimented with stuff, and I've gotten some things, like I got a Helix. I've seen people get great results with them, and I just why I would get them. see guys that are just doing like God, I wish I could get that tone, and I go and run out and buy it, and I'm like, sounds like crap. Because you got to be a younger cat that can deep dive into all this digital world, and I'm just incapable. I'm a a 5-knob guy.
Right.
I just am never going to understand stuff, and I would really have to have somebody set it up for me and do it. And if I have to, I don't want to be that guy,
Yeah, but it's like the 5 knobs is going to make you play longer and more because you're done. You set the knob and you're good. You're finished. You're great. There's the guitar, and now let's just play. Anything digital modeling is menu deep diving, and yes, it can do a lot of cool stuff. Sure, yeah, okay, sure. You can mimic your amp, and you can do all this and blah blah blah. But it's still, man, you're gonna spend days and hours and weeks and months, and then it's still not going to be right when you go to the gig.
Right.
But when you hear people play that make it work, it's just insane. It's so good. It's just like, and
is it
like Mancuso?
Okay.
That kid. I mean, he's just incredible, right? And that's a Helix.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I bought the Helix, because I saw him, I watched him for a long time. I watched all his YouTube videos and everything. He's very inspiring, just beautiful player. And I was like, oh my God, he's so great. And I went out and I even did research and everything, like what programs does he use, which patches, and what does he do, and the IRs, impulse response, what cabinets, what mics, everything. I tried to emulate all that stuff. I'm able to get a lot of it with my tech, and it still sounded like complete crap. And then I tried to incorporate it live, and it was so bad. It was so thin and transistory and just not warm, and it was just awful. I was like, okay, there must be some major thing that he does or people to do that get him to work right, to make him sound right live. That I was, I had some wrong setting or something, that output or something. I don't know. And I just gave up, and I'm like, I plug my amp and go, oh, well, there it is. It's all right there. What am I even,
right.
With my rig right now.
Yeah, but if he plugged into your rig, he'd go that too. He would say that too. He'd be like, oh,
I don't know.
I think so. I've seen a lot of modeler guys come. I've seen it in NAMM. I've seen it in shows. They come and they plug into it, a simple tube amp thing with maybe a delay in the loop, and they're just like, oh my God, this sounds so good. I'm used to using blah blah blah, name your modeler, and they're just like, I wish I could use this. Yeah. Anyway.
To me, the modelers are big fish, little pond creatures. They would be great in a clinic setting, and that's why I would like to get something that works for me. And that's why I was trying to make the Helix work, was I thought this would be great for clinics, because they could just have a Helix there, because I travel with my amps everywhere, clinics, everything. I put them in flight cases, lanes. I run that risk of going up and it doesn't. So now I have to bring 2 amps with me on a plane by myself at 71 years old, 65-pound amplifiers, along with everything else, my guitars and my luggage and my Pelican cases, dragging my old ass to the airports with all this stuff. And the reason I do it is because it sounds fantastic. So I was thinking, well, for clinics, it would be great if I could get a Helix or something like that to work,
Yeah.
And I couldn't. Unless you could help me with it. I don't know. Are you good with Helixes?
No, I don't care.
No? Okay.
Cheers, George. Your son and I became good friends in the early 2000s during his MI Hollywood days. His ESP strats from your inventory were epic, and his touch from Blood for sure. Great times. Javi Montoya.
Yeah. My son Sean, oldest son, was playing for a while. Went to GIT or MI, and he had my same style. I mean, It was crazy. It was in the, like you said, it was in the blood. It was incredible. And he loved playing, you know, but it was just such an impractical decision. I'm glad he didn't choose that as a career path, you know, because there's two beautiful daughters and a wife, and you know, it's very challenging to have that occupation and maintain a you know, a marriage and have a family, you know, especially when you're younger, you know.
It's tough.
So he became, I think, he never had mathematical aptitude, but then after he went to MI, it opened up or released some sort of mathematical ability that he had, laying dormant or whatever. And he became a mathematician, and he's a mathematical and chemical engineer. He worked for Siemens Corporation, and he's a genius. And the music is a mathematical, you know, as well. So maybe I'd like to think maybe that led to that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to take credit for something. But he still plays, and he plays for the right reasons. He plays for self-edification and just enjoyment, and that's great. And he has some friends. He has a band. He plays on the weekends in church and stuff. So that's cool.
That's cool. Let's see. George, would you consider working with Ronnie Romero? It would be phenomenal. I think someone asked that before, and you were asked, like,
yeah, nobody knows who Ronnie Romero is. We already went down this
road. That's the second
question. Next question. Will you consider working with Ronnie Romero?
Who's Ronnie Romero?
Who's Ronnie Romero? Okay, next question. What do you think of Ronnie Romero? How about that guy? I don't know what the fuck he is.
Convicted Rocker, thanks for the super chat. Don't see a question though, but we appreciate it. Bruce A. Black, George, other than your guitar, what is your most important piece of gear? And David, go ahead.
What would you recommend to George? Oh, Dave, what amp would you recommend to get George's tone? Dave, yeah.
To be honest, most of them.
BE100.
I mean, most of the ones I have could mimic the recorded tones over the years. Sure, there were a lot of different tones over the years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which year are we talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, the Dokken stuff was all metal Marshalls, and I never used plexi then, and so they were higher gain, and they were modded, you know. So with Caswell, and I forget who else did the mods on them. Lee Jackson, I think, and those, and I did use the AOR heads or whatever they were called, and some other things, but mostly metal Marshalls through those early years. So yeah, it depends what era you're talking about, you know. Went through my Bogner phase. I don't remember other amps I was using. I've gone through in the 90s and the early 2000s. There was even a period I was using a Line 6 Pod Pro live.
Wow.
That wasn't good.
So what's your most important piece of gear? Would you say your amp? Guitar?
Oh, so I'm more like, unlike most guitarists that I know, I'm more of an amp guy than a guitar guy. You know, all guitar players are, you know, this Les Paul and this Strat, and you know, I love that stuff too. But I think amps are way more important as far as your tone. You know, because if I have a really great amp, I can almost play any guitar through it. It doesn't matter as long as it's set up decent. And, you know, it's a guitar.
Yeah.
I'm not a purist with a real picky about that. You know, I mean, I can be, and I am to some extent, but that's after I have my amp. My amp is the first line of my attention, and then after that, the guitar, and then other things down the, you know, then the pedals and the pickups and things like that. You know, everything matters, but amps are number one.
Okay. Mad Tune 5150, Mr. Scary. When you used the Roland SDE 3000, did you use 2 units or 1? Considering that it's not a stereo rack unit.
You used 1, as far as I know.
Yeah.
You used 1 because you had a wet dry thing for a while.
Right. We had that where it was wet on both sides.
Did you do a stereo one for a little bit? I think you did for a little bit. I don't remember what power amp though. But later you did the power station with
Right.
with
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we had the dry in the middle and wet on each side. So 3 cabinets.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
you did that for a little while, and then you just were doing dry wet, just like 2.
Yeah, then I went to 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you had
because
various power amps over time. Didn't you
yeah,
have a Fryette power amp for a while too? Yes, you had the Fryette power amp.
I think my favorite power amps were the strategies, the boogie strategies. There was the 400, and then there was the 295s.
Yeah,
I thought those were great.
Way back.
You know who else used those? Joe Satriani.
Huh?
That's why I used them. Whatever Joe does is, that's going to sound good, right?
For the most part.
I just copy other people, whatever they do. Take credit for it.
What do you guys think of the old Trainer amps? Dave, any good mods for them? And George, I heard the new Lynch Mob album today. It sounds amazing.
Thank you.
The Trainer Bassmaster amp sounds really cool. It's pretty martially based, kind of, in the circuit, and you can almost do anything to them if you want.
I got and I love it. I love it. I always thought of them as Canadian Marshalls, and you know what I also loved about them is that they were affordable. For a regular guy, I mean, they're a lot less than Marshalls, and to me, they're the same. They do the same thing, and they're cool because they're different. You're not like everybody else. Okay, Marshall. No, what the fuck is that? It's a Trainer. Who has that? No. Cool as hell. I love them.
Taylor, fantastic show tonight, guys. George, the live solo on Beast from the East is one of my favorite solos of all time. Was that solo improvised or pre-written?
Well, sort of a qualitative statement here, because I mean, no, it wasn't pre-written, but when I do anything in the studio, I'm composing in the studio. So I'll take my time with stuff a lot of times and kind of figure stuff out and create something. But so in that sense, it's pre-written because I'm experimenting and kind of going through stuff. So what I did for that solo, and what I do for pretty much all my solos, is I just take passes through, establish something that's cool. The engineer will go, "Oh, I like that when you play that," and I'll get like the first half, and then I just start punching in and building something and creating things as I move along. So it's kind of, sort of premeditated, but not, it's not spontaneous all one take, but it's not something I thought of before I got to the studio either. So it's kind of improvised.
Gotcha. George, Dokken can be called metal, but extreme metal also started in the 80s. What's the heaviest band you got into? Ever heard some of the death metal leads from Trey Azagoth from Morbid Angel?
Ooh, sounds like some devil worshiping going on there. I don't like that. No, I didn't. What's the name of my album? Dancing with the Devil. What am I talking about? I worship the devil too. No. No. We're not metal by any sense of the word. Even in the old school metal terminology, it's not. I mean, Dokken had its little bit faster, heavier songs, but it wasn't. I don't think it was metal, but I love hands down for the last, I don't know, a whole bunch of years. Just Meshuggah is just my go-to metal. I don't know a lot about all the different metal bands and everything. I'm not really into thrash, but I love Meshuggah.
That's cool. George, I had a chance to tech for you one night in Kent, Ohio. I sent you the goofy bag of Ultex picks with the next day in Texas. Thanks so much for the amazing experience and you constant inspiration.
Oh, okay. Goofy bag. What's a goofy bag?
A goofy bag of Ultex picks. Huh. Not sure.
Just a variety of picks. So I appreciate that. Yeah. It's funny. Like I'll go, you get on a plane and you go on tour and you get all the way out there and you have, drag my amps and I have my case and I have my pedal board and my guitars and all my stuff. And I always forget picks. I get on stage, I go, I play a lot with my fingers now, but still I need picks and I don't a lot of times tour with a tech anymore. And sometimes there'll be a tech, like you mentioned, they'll provide for me at the show at that venue for that one night. Yeah. And I'll have to like send somebody to the music store to buy picks. Or I've even, in fact, this just happened this weekend. I'll have to call out to the audience if anybody's got a Fender heavy or medium happen, in their pocket,
That's great.
What is wrong with me, dude? That's
That's funny.
Note to self: bring picks to gig.
George, what was it like working with Terry Lewis? Cool clip I found on YouTube.
Eloise, I think his name is pronounced, but
how do you say
Terry's great. Terry's great. Yeah, Terry's a pro, man.
Elvis, is that how you say it?
We're doing this thing. Eloise, yeah, I think.
Okay.
But we've been doing this thing called Rise of the Decades, which will have like a core band and then a lot of guest singers, and Terry is the sort of the core singer, that sings through the whole night, off and on. And he's fantastic, man. And so I've got a 2-week run starting on New Year's Eve this year down in Florida and Georgia, doing Rise of the Decades. So yeah, Terry and I play together frequently, and he's great. He's a great singer.
Cool.
Yeah, he's one of the guys, man. It's one of the cats.
Cool. Let's see. Zach Zedris. Hey George, I love the KXM albums you've done over the years. Are there any more on the way?
Well, there probably could be, but I don't think there's a real reason for it. I think 3 is kind of a good number to end on, because you have your starting record, and then you have your sophomore record, that's in the middle, and then you have your end cap, you finish up your final thing, and I think you kind of said it all there. I mean, what are you going to say? Then anything after that is just sort of redundant, I mean, I love doing the records and I love playing with them and with Ray and Doug, but I mean, love it. But the thing is, where are you going to go with that? You're not going to tour for reasons I stated earlier. Ray's and Korn, Doug's got his thing going on with King's X. I got my thing going on. So really, it's nowhere to go with it. We kind of said a thing that we needed to say, and it's there forever, and we move on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Scent of a wheelchair pillow. What's up, man? George.
That's
I can't unsee that.
Couldn't pass up the opportunity to tell you how much I've enjoyed your playing over the past 35 plus years. Thanks so much, man.
35 years. There was another 25 years behind that too. So
yeah.
35.
When people complain about paying you, they go, how come you're getting paid so much? Well, not that I'm getting paid that much, but they go, how come you get so much money? All you do is you're just going like this. I go, well, because all those years.
Right.
You're paying for.
My experience. I got to that one. Let's see. I think this is the last question. Hey, Dave, Mark, and George, how was your experience with the hearing aid? I still have my VHS. 80s ruled.
Oh, the hearing aid. I hear they're doing another one too.
Are they really?
Well, there has to be some starving children in Africa to necessitate another one, I would imagine, which there always is. So
yeah.
This is why I get in trouble, is I tell the truth about things and I got to shut up. But all I will say, just very generally, is one thing I found out from that experience is money doesn't always go to the right places when you do these charitable things. It always bothers me. It's very fucked up,
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, we're all donating our time, which we're happy to do, but then, people buy houses and cars. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's
that.
sickening.
That's bad.
But anyways, back to hearing aid. That was insane, right? Okay, look at that poster. Who was in that poster?
Everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But you know who the king was? The guy that came, well, guitar-wise, Yngwie was the king. And that was something to witness. So I was watch him play, and wow. That's what was on all the guitar players' minds. And we're all waiting outside A&M Studios, all in a row on the bench outside there, waiting for our turn. And that was the guy that was the guy that we're all talking about. He was the buzz. But for me, the big moment was when we were all lined up on those bleachers to take the picture. And there was one guy who hadn't showed up yet that we were waiting for. And he came in late, and it was freaking Halford. Oh. And this is back, a long time ago. And, he was thin. He had his black leather on from head to toe leather, and, his short. And he was so confident. He just came in with a smile, and I was like, holy shit, the man just showed up. And he was
yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he
still sounds great.
I mean, I think when I think back to my influences, I think that was the most influential thing for me, not as a guitar player, but as a band influence, music, songs, all that. A lot of that Dokken stuff, and even everything to this day, every record I do has got Priest influence all over it. Not directly plagiarizing, but just in the spirit of, because it's so deeply ingrained in me, like those records, I would just worship those things,
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
God.
Well, George, I want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. First time I heard that Wings, I was just like, oh my God, who is this demon? I mean, the grooves, the riffs, everything is just. That was pretty much it for me. Yeah.
For sure.
Anyways.
Yeah. Well, guys, make sure you go out and get the new Lynch Mob album, Dancing with the Devil. Make sure you can go to ratpackrecords.com, and they've got you can get the albums, actually vinyl, and CDs and so forth. So make sure you check it out. And George, want to thank you so much for coming on the show again. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Dave. I appreciate
Hey,
having me, man. I hope I did a good job. Hope I didn't make too many enemies. I'm sorry to anybody. Nope. I apologize for anything shitty I said. I'm sorry. I'm trying to entertain at the same time.
You're trying to get your material together for your comedy
Funny
show.
Bones. Yeah.
Funny Bones.
Anyways, love you guys. Thank you very much. All right.
Love you too, George.
Take
have
care.
a great night. Everybody have a great weekend. We will be back soon. Okay.
Okay, Mark, I'm just going to sign off.
All right. You got it. Take care, everybody. Okay. Bye-bye.